YouTube, I'm back again today. It should be a week for you guys, but anyways, I'm gonna work on my gauges and get them installed. I already installed the temp sensor down here on this cylinder head, and now I'm gonna work on getting the factory oil pressure sender out and switch it over to the Speedhut sender here. Shouldn't be too difficult. Then I get to work on getting all the wires for them inside. I think I'm going to use the grommet down here on the factory cruise control system that I took out, and I'm going to use that hole to feed all the wire in for the temperature sensor, the oil pressure sensor. I think that's the two sensors under the hood I need. I'm going to pull tack from the dash, and then I'm going to also pull power and ground from the dash, obviously. And speedometer's already ran up in the cart from the other sender that I had. Hopefully it works, I don't know. I'm also going to hook my wideband up too, so I'll probably run my wideband wires through that grommet as well. So we'll see. I'm not 100% sure. I'm definitely not going to keep this wideband in the car. If I do put a permanent wideband in, this is my AEM that I got. If I do put a permanent wideband in, it'll be one that matches my factory gauges, and I'll get a Peller pod and possibly put a vacuum gauge and AFR gauge in the cab. No, in the car, I guess. In the cabin. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get that oil pressure sensor installed and cut you guys back on then, and then we'll start doing some wiring. Yay. Alright guys, I got the wire ran. I ran it up here to the back, brought them back around the booster and down through the grommet there onto the inside. They're on the floor there. I started cutting into the wiring. I got this connector eliminated. So now I just have to get all these wires I'm not using. I'm just pretty much going to put in a bundle back behind the dash. This is the high beam indicator wire. I extended it. This is power here. This is a ground. This is fuel. This is tack. May get lengthened, may not. This is parking brake. Yeah, parking brake. Ground wire, which I'm going to end up extending and bringing it down because it's going to be somewhere in this area. So I also got the cluster undone. I started doing some wiring in it. I wish I'd had one big connector. I'd have thought this over. I'd had one connector, so all I do is unplug one thing, but I have just a bunch of these spade connections going here, crimped. This is the dimmer. I had to fish that down someplace. The speedometer for the speedo, I'm going to end up running that downward too. This is for fuel. I got to put an end on it and just label it. Dash wires, dash lights, keyed ignition, ground. Pretty basic. Then I got my oil sender right here, and then oil, and then this is the temperature, water temperature. Yeah, water temperature and oil pressure. Then this pink wire, it's cruise control output. The speedometer has an output of a VSS output, so you're able to run an aftermarket cruise control module, which in this case I'm going to put another carburetor on it, which will be awesome to have that output because I can plug that in right into the aftermarket cruise control module. If I get one, I could be able to run cruise control on my carburetor there, which I do really want to have cruise control. I love cruise control. I'm pretty much spoiled now. But yeah, that's going pretty good. I'm going to get the turn signals. I don't know if the turn signals are going to get done today. I'd like to have all the stuff in the dash done. If they do, I have another ground I will use for those. And then the positives, they go right in here, turn signals and then high beam indicator. So I don't know how the heck I'm gonna get that to work, but we'll see. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and finish getting some of this stuff wired up so I can get it in the vehicle, and I will cut it back on when I get it on and we can start testing some gauges and see how everything looks. Then hopefully I'll add some antifreeze to it, put the air cleaner back together and get everything. We'll take it out for a quick spin. I'll set the speedometer and we'll see how our gauges work. So catch you guys in a second. Well guys, they're in. The speedometer's all calibrated. The tack is set up to shift points. Adjusted my fuel gauge to the correct ohmage, and oil pressure, water temperature works. I took her on a little spin. Definitely having some of them sensors unhooked that I didn't hook back up is really being real funky on the electronic spark control, and I'm sure it's probably in some kind of limp mode because I'm thinking it's just drowning this thing with gas with the pulse eliminator thing or whatever the heck that does, that adjusts fuel flow. And yeah, I think it's not giving it a lot of timing, so pretty much gonna go with that. And yeah, so it's definitely ready for the ignition and carburetor upgrade, so we'll be doing that here hopefully sometime when I can get some parts gathered around. So yeah, just wondering what's hot in here. I had the heat on. Anyways, I got some wiring down there I got to clean up yet. I got to get my brakes light switch. Everything works. The lights work. You really can't tell in the daytime, but the dimmer switch is right there. I'm going to put that up under the panel there. But they do look awesome, I think. I like them. I like them a lot. They read really nice and read accurately, so that's way better than what was in it. So anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and probably park it back over in its designated spot where the Blazer was. And yeah, this used to have a front grill in it. It finally busted completely out, so you know, I've got to get some of them too. But she desperately needs a bath. It's gonna get one of them, I think, someday. So it also needs brakes, steering. You know, it needs a lot just because it's sat for a lot of years, I think. So anyways, we will catch you guys. Some junk GM brake lines. We'll catch you guys in the next video.